Man, beautiful day today. Welcome to another video. Hey, today's gonna be a really cool one. It is in the morning and just a gorgeous morning from the days of, actually yesterday was pretty rainy. So today's gonna be a cool day. We're gonna head out to the Deer Valley Airport. I've got my buddy Doug. He is an Acro pilot. He has an extra 300 and he's gonna go take us for the ride.
Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up.
Gonna get ready for this flight, but I bought the new A30s from Bose. I'm gonna check them out. I've already checked them out on the 737. Love the comfort, the noise canceling quality, the quality of the sound was, I think the A20s are better. But let's check it out in the extra. What a great opportunity to check it out.
Here we go, elevator up. All right, hold on, I'm gonna roll inverted for a safety check. We're just checking to make sure the inverted oil system's working and all the engine instruments are in the green. And everything looks good, let's wag it to the box. All right, here comes the 1 1/4 spin. On a competition spin, we exit the figure on a vertical downline, so be ready for that. And we'll level off and go straight into the hammerhead. this flight was super enjoyable. I hope you had a good time. We're at bingo fuel right now, so we're gonna have to head back to Deer Valley. So this airplane's out of gas and I'm out of gas. Man, put me with a fork, I'm done.
All right, guys, just got done flying the Extra 300. I have to admit, the third sequence that we did was a little, it started to get to me. It's been a long time since I pulled G's, but super cool. But let's ask Doug some questions about how he kind of got into aviation and basically how he has this nice, beautiful airplane that he gets to go play around in, and he's actually getting ready for a competition too. So that's some pretty good, good information that he can share with you guys if you're interested in getting into aerobatic aviation.
My dad, we would always, just about every Sunday, go and fly RC planes, fly model airplanes. And for the longest time, it was just it was a hobby. And I don't think that I really, the wheels didn't start turning until my first airplane ride. And I remember going on a family trip with my mother, and it was a TWA 727. And I remember being so excited and getting on the airplane. The flight attendants asked if I wanted to go talk to the pilots. And I just remember going up there, and these guys were larger than life. They started explaining the entire airplane to me. And the takeaway from that for me was, if you're interested in aviation, there's somebody out there that will explain it to you or point you in the right direction. And even with what I do today, if somebody comes up to the cockpit, I make a point to explain at least a little bit how the airplane works, because you never know how you're going to influence somebody. And for me, that particular flight was huge. I mean, obviously, you know, look at where we're at now. I mean, I can't get enough of aviation, so it obviously affected me some way.
So Doug, tell us a little bit about your entry into getting an Extra 300 and doing aerobatics.
Started with spin training, because to get your CFI, you have to have a spin endorsement. That's one of the requirements to become a CFI. And we were doing them in 152s, and it was just run-of-the-mill, pulling straight up to do a basic spin. And that evolved into a Citabria, and the spins, you could be more aggressive. You can do unusual attitudes, not just do a spin straight ahead, but do one to the left, one to the right, and a bank, and you wouldn't overstress the plane. And I never really thought, until I went up in an Extra, I never thought I would own one, but I just remember flying it for the first time, and I just fell in love with it.
Well, and I will tell you that airplane is absolutely gorgeous just sitting out there. It is something that I aspire to get as well. This aviation is such a diverse field where you have, you know, you can go up and you can do spins in Acro and that, or you can take the Cirrus and fly up, go do a mission to Carlsbad, meet with clients.
If you flash forward to graduating high school, I started college and quickly found out I didn't have enough money, or I had zero money for college.
Yeah.
So I thought the military would be a good bet. I talked to a smooth talking recruiter, cut to, I'm in an M1 Abrams, and you know, that was a really fun job, but what that ultimately did for me was give me a financial avenue to learn how to fly. So I went to a flight school in Tulsa, Spartan College Aeronautics, used the GI Bill and college fund to pay for all my certificates, also a degree. And then that's about when I got my first job. After flight instructing, I went to SkyWest. I was over there for about 14 years. And then where I'm at now, Southwest. And the way the environment is now, back then, you know, early 2000s, there was a lot of, you know, the financial market, the housing market crash, age 65, it was 60, it went to 65.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of guys at the regionals back then, like, they were in the right seat for 9 years. It was almost like Southwest a few years ago. That's how SkyWest was, but at a regional, and a lot of people got stuck. I remember my buddy got hired at Southwest, and he waited probably 3 or 4 years for a class date, and those were kind of the dark ages. And now it is completely different. You can fast track it; it can happen a lot faster for you. which is good. And you know, I went into the military to get the GI Bill and college fund, but now there's avenues that you could get a student loan, get your education, and then with bonus programs with different regionals and airlines, it's a different environment. Any kind of tail dragger, you're a lot more sensitive, you're a lot more in tune to the rudder. When I get into a bigger airplane, I still, you have that sense of runway alignment, and you know, the rudder you're a lot more sensitive to what the rudder's doing. I think any tailwheel airplane would do that for you. This in particular, I mean, you were on the controls, you saw how sensitive,
sensitive
that is. So with every bit of training, if you're doing spins, if you're upset recovery, stuff like that, it happens so fast, and the recovery has to be so fast. When you get into a smaller plane, it just seems like it's in slow motion. So the recovery, it's a lot less exaggerated in a normal airplane versus an aerobatic airplane. But aside from that, it's just another instrument that plays aeronautical music. There's this preconceived notion that GA is less safe or dangerous, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's as safe as you want to make it, and if you apply what you do at the airlines to general aviation, I think that it is safe. So there's, you know, that aspect of it. Guys don't want to expose themselves to having to capture an altitude without an autopilot, and I don't know. Me personally, I don't ever want to be that way. I want to be competent in all levels of automation. I want to be competent in flying this airplane. Well, and sometimes I think pilots will get into a job, and depending on what job you're doing or where you're working, if it becomes mundane or it's just a paycheck, I think there's a risk that it's almost like a marriage. You got to keep that passion alive. You can't just go into autopilot and just become this mass-producing transportation machine. You have to actively go out and keep that passion alive. And you know, you ask me, you know, what does this plane do for me? That I'm learning aviation all over again. It's a totally different form of aviation, and I feel like I'm learning again. Yeah. When we talked about that, I'm being mentored as opposed to being the mentor. Right. And it's refreshing for me. Yeah. You just got to keep that passion alive, I guess. Yeah. You're talking to somebody about aviation, you have that interest, and if you have just a little bit of passion for flying airplanes, just don't settle for anything than completing what your goal is. Like, set that goal and keep going until you attain it. There's going to be highs and lows. Don't accept failure, and if you do fail, just get back up, knock the dust off, and keep plugging away, because it's not easy. Aviation is not easy, and it's not a give me. You have to study, you have to practice, you have to get training, and just get comfortable in that environment, and it'll work out.
Well, everybody, I just want to thank Doug for inviting out again to fly the Extra. It's been great, you know, tons of flying today. The airport has been absolutely busy trying to get in and get out, and but that airplane is just absolutely fun. So yeah, regardless of what your passion is, if you just want to get into GA, you just want to get into flying just for fun, I mean, there's tons of this field is so diverse. So just get out there and just go after it. You know, you never know what you're going to fall into. You may find that pursuing the airline route wasn't for you, and maybe it's becoming an Acro pilot. So just get out there and do it. But anyways, from Deer Valley, or you could be flying Grand Canyon tours too in a Cessna 208. But anyways, hey, thanks for watching today. I hope you guys got some enjoyment out of it, and there'll be another video next week. Have a good day.
Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up.